Hey, what's up? This is Paul Solt. This is another devlog update, and I wanted to give you a new look at this Mac app that I've been slowly building as I've been working on some new video content and just playing around with YouTube. So this is a slide presentation tool, and one of the things I was interested in doing is a new video on is learning SwiftUI worth it? So I used ChatGPT to help me come up with some of these slide ideas. So I was trying to summarize some existing blog posts, and I was thinking about my own thoughts. I sort of wrote a bunch of things, gave it a bunch of input, and then I had some initial stuff that I started with. So I want this all in Markdown. And then I was using ChatGPT to format it. So I went back to the original sort of list that we had formatted, which was kind of cool. And it's nice that you can get ChatGPT to rewrite it and then turn it into Markdown and then add headlines. And so when I did this exposed I had a layout bug in my app that I had to fix. So I went through that and fixed it. I think I documented that bug here. Let's find it. I don't know where GitHub. Here it is. So the bug I had was I was doing two different text views, and I was center aligning this if it was multi-column, and it was supposed to be a first baseline with this, but those two things were competing for each other, and so they were not aligned. And so what I had to do is I had to strip out this number from my headline in my parser. So in my parser, I now strip out the numbers if they exist on top of that, just because ChatGPT was giving me a numbered list. And it's convenient to have those numbers, but I want to renumber the slide because those numbers might be incorrect. So I kind of want the heading count. So if I save this, I can put in heading counts. If I really want those, it's going to mess things up, but I might be able to keep them in. I'm on the fence of keeping them or not, because it is now removing those. If I were to turn that feature off, what you would see is it would still number those, but now my review slides are going to be incorrect, and maybe my review slides need to just omit this. Let me think about it. I think I might be able to get both. If I really want to have some of these numbered, I'm not sure on the fix for this, but I do know that for the video that I'm doing, I need to disable it. So even if I don't, this at least gives me heading number. I could parse the heading number. Let's just try that. Just number. Is that being used in here? Is that an optional? That's an optional. Okay, so there it displays them. There's a chance that let's say you forgot to do it for one of your slides. You're going to be missing some numbers, and that'll mess up the presentation here. But actually that's fixing the one issue. So that's probably the best way to do this. But if I want to do it so that I do the heading count, I can automatically renumber, and extracting these is going to be super useful. So I don't do that. you're going to see a glitch like this, and maybe I can warn the user about a layout issue. So like warning about an inconsistent heading could be useful. But this allows me to then just renumber everything. So if I mess up or I insert something and I have another section here and I want auto numbering to work, there's now 6 elements. This will just renumber automatically. If I don't do that and we save it, now I've got 2 items that are incorrect. So that's what the heading count is for. I think I like that solution, so let's go with that. And then I'll default to the new heading. So if you enable that heading, I'm going to just overwrite whatever the number is. I think that makes the most sense. So, and then the other big thing, so let's get back to this. I want to do large format. So I have 2 panels here for the presenters. So I put this on my other screen and I can see it when I'm talking to the camera. And I can also put this one over here as well, so I can talk about it. But then when I want to run the slideshow, so if I hit run, now what I was working on was getting this large format style working, which is not quite working. I think I have to rerun this in order to get this to, because of how I'm creating things. I need to actually pass the view model to the full screen layout in order to get this to work. But if I run the slideshow, like this is the smaller fonts, which is great when I'm doing an overlay, but it's a little small if I really want to focus on this content. So for that, that's where I want to use this large format. And you can see it changes here. It's going to overflow on this screen just because it's not big enough. And large on this probably doesn't make sense. So I probably actually want to limit this on the, what do I call this one? Window group. This is the main view. This font. So I really don't want that font getting bigger because that's the presenter view. So that really shouldn't be changing. And then that allows me to see everything all on one screen. So my numbering's working. We're renumbering all the headings. Let's get rid of the extra slide. So this is kind of a starting point for a script idea, but I just wanted to improve the app so that it would work for this type of slideshow, and then I want to run the slideshow. And so that is with the large fonts. And then what I'm working on is configuring it so that my full screen notification is going to be black, I think. So I made it blue because the other issue, okay, let's go back to that. The other issue is I wasn't sure when I'm running this how to hide these 2 things. And I finally figured it out to be drawing on top. So I had to just hide them and show them again when you come back. And the way that I'm doing that is in my show and hide. This is where I need to update this. But I'm currently auto hiding the dock and auto hiding the menu bar. And then I unhide, then I clear that. Okay, so that's kind of cool. And then we don't want it to be blue right now. I'm probably going to have a user setting, but we want this to be black. And so if we run this again, we will get a black background. And so then we get these little cards. Now, if I don't want those cards, that's the next thing that I want to customize. This is it. Okay. So it's not in SwiftUI at all. It's all in here. So I'm going to have to expose that in here. And then if I want this to be black, do something like this. And now I can see all my slides in one spot and I can talk over them. So that's kind of the goal of this app, is it allows me to then go right through the slides. I can exit that. Now I'm ready for presentation. So I've saved the latest changes that I want. I run the slideshow and I can go to the beginning over on my presenter display. And I can just run through all of these different slides and I can talk through them. So that's the goal of this application. It allows me to quickly create a slide deck using Markdown, to create a video where I don't have to do any slide presentation creation. I can just write in Markdown, have my notes, and now I have a full screen slide that looks good. I'm going to need more controls. Like if we're in that full screen mode, I don't want to click to necessarily hide it. But it's a starting point. So, and then I can just jump between slides, run the slideshow again, and really control that. And I can do that all from my second display. So that's the update on my Mac app. I was going to work on my coffee app, but then I got inspired to try something real quick, to see how quick I could make something. And I ran into bugs in this app and I was like, okay, I can fix a couple more bugs, move this a little bit further forward so that it's going to be a little bit easier to use. And so up next, I'm going to expose some more settings so I can control the background color and the foreground color. That way, you just have more control as the presenter. And I think getting close to being ready to publish this, next thing would be in-app purchases for a subscription. But I do need some beta testing. So if you're interested, comment down below. I don't know when I'll do a beta test just yet, but we're getting pretty close. It's still got some quirks and some bugs, but it's feeling a lot better. It allows me to just create Markdown notes. We could even use ChatGPT to give us a new presentation. So I was just doing what was I doing? I was looking at ideas for videos. I think on YouTube or something. I forget where I was. And so that's kind of what inspired the video topic that I asked ChatGPT to create 5 bullet points for. But I could just ask ChatGPT, create bullet points in Markdown headings with a title, UI kit versus SwiftUI in 2024. And so here it's going to give me a format that I could tweak. My app already kind of ignores text. I haven't decided how I want to treat text yet, but currently I ignore anything that's not a bullet or a number. This could become presentation notes or something like that, or I could have some other way of formatting it. So if I just copy this code and we just jump back to, whoops, my presentation tool. I can just paste it right in here, save it. I have a brand new slide deck. I can hit run and we can walk through this new slide deck and talk through the different things. And there's a whole new video on a new topic. All right, so that is the, I'm tentatively calling it overlay Markdown slides. I want to be able to do an overlay as well as show it full screen. So this is just sort of highlighting how that's possible to do it like that. And then if I want this the other option we have here is I could do it this way. And now when we run it, you can still see content behind, but we've taken focus over here, which might be an interesting way. So it's just another setting. And I'd probably do something like this. And that way, this is taking focus of everything. In the cases where we don't need to hide the other UI components, we don't need to hide those. And now if we run it, this is just showing on top of whatever content that we have on the screen. But this is a little large, and that's why I have the option to change the font size. So if I ran that with the, I don't know if this will work because this is a little bit buggy. I haven't fixed this. There we go. So that's sort of the minimalist view on top. You can just click to hide. This is me playing around with the window level. I was trying to figure out how to get on top of those two, but it was the auto hide setting that seems to make the most sense. Though I don't want to hide it if I'm showing the slides in this format. So I just have to expose some more settings, and that's going to make this a lot easier to work with. If this was helpful or if this is interesting, let me know in the comments down below. My goal is just to make a tool that makes it easier to create some slideshows, and I was just doing it in Markdown because this is easiest for me to just come up with some ideas and then generate slides, auto number them, create different overview slides and all that kind of thing. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video and have a great day.